A very good morning, girls, and welcome back to yet another session of your English class. So, I hope all of you are completing your notes, and the portions for your first online test will be sent very soon. In our previous session, we were already in the mid of the third chapter, and that is the chapter around the medicinal creeper. So, in this chapter, the writer is also one among the characters where he speaks about this particular medicinal creeper. The whole story revolves around this medicinal creeper, and we get to know about the different characters. So, Mara being one of the main characters, so he gives us different stories about this medicinal creeper. If the lesson begins telling that the writer took almost 20 years to understand something about this particular creeper, the medicinal creeper, where he says each part of the creeper is medicinal. And the writer gets to know about this medicinal creeper when they were erecting a shade for the coffee seeds, where Sannappa gets a lot of creepers, and Mara, while sifting, he finds this creeper, and then begins the stories, the different stories that Mara spins around this particular creeper. Initially, we get to know that this medicinal creeper is being cursed by a sage. If anyone needs it, they will not find it. So, that is what Mara says. From there, the writer is very curious to know about this particular creeper. Then we get to know about the stories from Mara about the creeper, where he speaks about the white doctor who is ready to give the entire estate in exchange for these medicinal leaves, where Mara is not able to find the medicinal leaves. When the story goes like this: when he gets wound, there are leaves kept, and a piece of dhoti is torn and tied, but when he's taken to the doctor, there is no wound. Okay, so that is the story about the white doctor from Huli Hindalu. Then we get to know the story about Mara. He did not have any teeth on the right side. So when asked, he has a very exciting story for us, where he says it was touched by one of the sticks, and the story goes. Then he speaks, telling that even the mongoose and the cowkills know about the medicinal value. Then he says about the trap that he had laid, where the excuse me, where he says that there was a barking deer that was caught. Okay, the barking deer, when it was hunted, the meat was divided and taken home. Immediately when Mara's wife opened the packet, there was no meat, but there was a wild live buck that just jumped out. So after listening to all such stories, the writer is really in a state where he is not about to he is not ready to ask any more questions to Mara regarding the medicinal creeper. So this is where I stop. So we will continue. After a long time, Mara's medicinal creeper was back in news. So after a very long time, so the narrator says he's already sold the estate. Mara's also dead and gone. So after a very long gap, okay, the medicinal creeper is back into action, and this time it was another person. It was not Mara, because Mara was already dead. This time I saw Appanna tying it to a nearby tree. So this time it was not Mara who was tying it to the nearby tree, but it was a person by name Appanna. So the narrator sees this, where Appanna is going and tying the creeper to a nearby tree. I asked him whether he knew its uses. So the writer is curious again. So he's going and asking Appanna, "Do you know the medicinal value of this particular creeper? Why are you tying it?" He did not know. So Appanna also was not told the value, the medicinal value of the creeper. It was just told, if you find this creeper, you need to tie it to a nearby tree. Why? Because it is being cursed. So that is what the local people are being told. The villagers are being told. They have not been told about the medicinal value, but rather they are just going behind the myth that is being told from the age old times, that when you see this creeper, you need to tie it to a tree. I believe, so Appanna says, here I refers to Appanna. Appanna says, I believe if you squeeze the juice of these leaves, milk becomes hard, he said. So when asked, Appanna says he does not know the medicinal value of the um, medicinal creeper, but he just know that if you take some leaves, if you pluck few leaves from the creeper and you squeeze the juice of the leaf into milk, it becomes hard. Okay, not the spoiling hard, it becomes hard, firm. So that is what he has heard. So he said, I thought that probably the leaf of this creeper must be sour. Okay, so when the writer is for the first time, he is hearing somebody telling something about something other than what Mara told about the creeper. So here Aparna says if you take the leaves and squeeze the juice of the leaves into the milk, it becomes hard. So uh, the writer comes to a conclusion thinking that maybe the leaves are sour. When you squeeze something sour into the milk, it spoils and curdles. So if you squeeze a lemon into the milk, it spoils, it curdles, right? So maybe that is the concept. So the writer comes to a conclusion, not a perfect conclusion, but he assumes that this might happen. I thought this was being mistaken for hardening of milk. So the writer thought maybe it has that tangy taste. That's why it get the milk may get spoiled. But he was mistaken for hardening of milk. Hardening of milk, what Appanna meant was literally becoming hard, not getting spoiled. I asked Appanna, have you seen it happen? So the writer is asking, excuse me, the writer is asking, have you seen the milk being hard, getting hard? This is what people say. So Aparna says, this is what people say. Where can I find milk for all such experiments? He replied. So Aparna is telling, see, I am already a poor man. Why should I do this experiment? And I'm not interested in all such kinds of experiment. Whatever I've heard from people, that is what I am telling you. This is what he says. Is there any basis for the stories that are spread about these plants and herbs? So this is a question to all the readers. So we come up with so many. You see something. Each of the spices in our kitchen will have medicinal value. So that is being told to us. The reaction happens. So if you have cold, you can always take ginger or pepper. It will soothe your body. That has been experimented, so we can tell. Here there is no basis, there is no experiment that is conducted as such for this particular medicinal creeper. So the writer is asking, is there any basis for all the stories that are spread about these plants and herbs? I wondered whether I should squeeze the leaves into milk and see what happens. Now that the writer know where he can find the creeper, so he thought, why simply, ask people and come to a conclusion. Let me conduct an experiment by myself. So this is what he is going to do now. So instead of asking people, let me myself conduct the experiment and see what is going to happen, the output of the experiment. Instead of criticizing others for not knowing, I thought it would be better to check it out my own. So the writer thinks, instead of asking, instead of being criticizing or not knowing things, it is best that I know what I should do now. So I should take few leaves and squeeze the juice into the milk and see what is going to happen. So to come to a better off conclusion. I plucked some leaves from the creeper and took them to my friend Chandru, who is a plant pathologist. I am underlining this because this is very important. You will get a one marker question. So here I say Chandru is. You may get a question, one marker question. Who was Mr. Chandru? Mr. Chandru was a plant pathologist. Okay, so you may get another question. What was Chandru by profession? He was a plant pathologist by profession. So you may get a one marker question like this. I say pathologist. Who is this pathologist? The one who studies. Okay, you go to the pathology labs. What do there? You take blood samples, urine samples. They actually run a test to know what is happening. So here Mr. Chandru was a plant pathologist who runs experiments on plants. So the writer has plucked, Purnachandra Tejasvi has plucked some leaves from the creeper and he took it to his friend Chandru. I told him what I heard about this plant. So he goes to this friend who is a plant pathologist, and the writer is telling all the stories that he has heard about this particular creeper. We decided to conduct the experiment and brought a liter of milk. So they are going to confirm things about this medicinal creeper. So they bought a liter of milk to conduct the experiment. The other scientist friends laughed at us. So when somebody is doing a new experiment, something new, everybody tends to discourage them, laugh at them. But if you take it to your heart, you will not be able to achieve the final result. Okay, so you have to overcome all that. You have to undergo the criticism in order to get a better result. So here the other scientists in the lab are mocking and making fun at the writer and his friend Mr. Chandru. They said that we were wasting a liter of good milk listening to all kinds of cock and bull stories. So they were making fun of Chandru and the writer, telling that you are going to waste a liter of good milk listening to all the cock and bull stories about this creeper. Once we had decided to play the fools, we couldn't care less about others laughing at us. So they have decided that they have to do the experiment. Now they shouldn't care. Whatever is the end result, they are to take it. So we put the milk and leaves into a mixer and switched it on. So the writer had taken leaves, a liter of milk was there, they put it in a jar and switched the mixer on, and it was thoroughly mixed. What? The leaves and the milk was thoroughly mixed. After they were thoroughly mixed, we poured it into a vessel. So like a milkshake. After it was been nicely mixed together, they poured this mixture into a vessel. We watched for some time to see whether it would become curdled or remain as it was. Nothing happened for a couple of minutes. So they wanted to know whether the milk is going to be spoiled, curdled, or what will be the reaction of it. So for they were, I mean, after experiment, just as I decided that we had indeed wasted a liter of milk, I touched it again. So they were watching it for a couple of minutes where it did not get spoiled, nothing happened. So they come to a conclusion that, like everybody said, this is simply a waste of liter of milk. We have just wasted a liter of milk. So thinking that he touches that he touches the contents in it, it had become firm and rubbery. So the mixture, when it was poured, it was in the liquid state. But when he touched it, he could feel that it had become firm and rubbery. Like the jelly, you'll have seen the jelly, right? When you invert the jelly bowl on a plate, the jelly dances literally, right? It had become like that. The milk and the leaves put together, it had become firm and rubbery, literally like a jelly. When we inverted the vessel, the whole thing fell out like a molded cast. So when they inverted the vessel, so you remember it was poured, the mixture was poured into a vessel. So when the vessel was inverted, it was not in a liquid state, rather it was in the solid state where it just fell out like a molded cast. So then, this creeper had some quality. So the writer comes to the conclusion telling, no, my experiment did not go waste. I can now come to a conclusion that it has some quality. Now it was a turn to wonder. So they understood that the medicinal creeper had some quality, but what is the quality? They did not know. But the problem was that despite all this, we didn't know which disease or diseases it cured. So they were not really able to come to a conclusion because they did not know which disease or diseases this medicinal creeper cured. Though no one seemed to know, just like Mara, all and sundry used to go. Sundry means people, okay? Just like Mara, all and sundry used to go around tying this creeper to the nearest plants and muttering, "Stay here." I have never seen anyone actually go back to untie it and take it home for some alignment. So the writer says we did not understand, or we couldn't come to a conclusion, because Mara and all the other people like Appanna, Sannappa, everybody, they, whenever they saw this creeper, what did they do? They just tied it to a nearby tree and they said, "Please stay here." But the writer says, "I've never seen anybody go back to the place where they tied it and plucked some leaves or took the stem for any kind of alignment, any kind of medical help. I've never seen them. But I've heard people telling that this is all the stories, but I've never seen anybody go back and take the leaves." Time passed, and once again I forgot about Mara's medicinal creeper. After that experiment, time just passed and he had forgotten about the creeper. The other day, my erstwhile farmhand Krishna came to me. So, time had just passed. The writer had also forgotten about the stories of the medicinal creeper. On the other day, after few days, my erstwhile means former, who was working. So you remember the writer owned a estate, right? So in that estate, he had a farmhand who was helping, a laborer by name Krishna. He came to the writer one day. He was perfectly healthy the last time I had seen him, but now he was standing before me pale and breathless. So, the last time when the writer had seen Krishna, he was all fine, hale, and healthy, but now he was standing before the writer. He looked very pale and breathless. He had stopped working in the estate some time ago and was driving a rickshaw. So he had stopped working in the estate like a laborer. So, and he had started working on his own. So he was driving a rickshaw, auto rickshaw. Apparently, when he changed his job, he started passing blood with his tools. So after a change of job, so he was a farmhand, and now as he was driving rickshaw, so this change in the work affected his health, where in his motions he passed his motion along with blood. Now it had become more serious and he was tired, breathless, and wheezing. I thought he must be having piles. So when Krishna comes to the writer and he says about all the things that are happening to him, when he is passing his stools, he has blood, it is very painful, he is very tired and breathless. The writer understood that it was piles. Okay. With a wife and small children at home, I wondered how he could manage expensive surgical treatment at hospital, which meant several days of hospitalization and so lack of work and income. So this person Krishna had a wife and had small children. So he could not manage. See, when people have piles, they have to undergo surgical treatment, literally an operation to get that thing removed, the piles removed. So that means several days of hospitalization, which meant there is no work and no income for the family. So the writer feels very sorry for Krishna. He took some money from me and went to the hospital. So he had come to the writer in order to take a little money from little help, financial help, so that he can go to the hospital and find out what can be done. So he goes to the hospital, Krishna. The doctors there advised him surgery and Krishna was scared. So the only treatment in allopathy means the English medicines, okay? Allopathy, the only treatment that the doctors will advise is operation for piles, because there is no other treatment for this disease of piles. Krishna knew a Malayali sadhu, so when the doctors advised him that he has to undergo an operation, he was literally scared. So he remembers that he knew a Malayali sadhu, the godman, who gives. They call these people in Kannada as Nati Vaidyaru, the people who You might have seen in the olden days movie where something happens to any person, a snake bite or anything, immediately there will be a man who comes with some leaves or something where they press the leaves and they give the medicine on spot. Okay, so this Malayali sadhu was that kind of a person. So Krishna knew this Malayali sadhu very well. Excuse me. This god man had treated Krishna on an earlier occasion. So how Krishna knew this god man was, uh, Krishna had earlier met this person and he was also treated by this godman, the Malayali sadhu. Godman is nothing but a sannyasi kind of a person. When Krishna had started developing boils all over his body, so how Krishna knew this Malayali sadhu is that Krishna had developed boils all over his body. The godman had given Krishna the bark of some tree which he was supposed to crush and mix with duck's egg and eat. So uh, when Krishna had developed boils all over his body, he was taken to this godman, the Malayali sadhu, where that man, the Malayali sadhu, had given him some bark of a tree, the outer portion of some tree, and he had to crush this bark and mix it with duck's egg and eat it. Okay, yeah, it is disgusting, but it is the medicine. The full course of the treatment was 10 days. So it was not 1 day or 2 days, it was 10 days treatment which Krishna had to eat. Okay. It seems Krishna had been completely cured, and after the treatment, he never got a boil again. So the treatment was very successful. After the 10 full days of treatment, Krishna was completely cured and he had never developed a boil on his body at all. Krishna went to see the godman again. So now that he has developed piles, he goes to see the godman, the Malayali sadhu, again. Now the godman had become too old. So now the Malayali sadhu was very old. Apparently, he told Krishna that he did not have the strength to search for the plant, but that he would describe it. So the godman says, see, when you came earlier, I had little strength. Now I have lost my strength. I will not be able to go search a plant, but I will tell you how the plant looks. I will describe the plant. You go take it. So Krishna had to search for this plant. So according to the description given by the godman, Krishna had to search this plant. He has to dig the tuberous root. Tuberous means the thick root. Okay, mix it with milk and drink the medicine for 5 days. So Krishna has to search for the plant, dig for the root, the tuberous, the thick root of the plant, crush it and mix it with milk and drink it for 5 days. So this was the medicine that was prescribed by the godmen to Krishna for his piles treatment. The next day I saw Krishna looking for the medicinal creeper. So the description of the plant, he was searching for the Krishna, the Malayali sadhu's description, he was searching for the medicinal creeper only. So when I listened to his description, when the writer heard about the description of the plant, I was sure that he was looking for the same creeper which Mara and Aparna had tied it to the nearest tree. So after listening to the description, the writer understood that Krishna was searching for the same creeper which Mara and Aparna had tied it to the nearest tree. He knew the spot. I took him to the plant. So Krishna was taken to the plant. We had to dig quite a bit to get the tuber. So they had to dig a little deep to get the tuber, the thick part of the root. Krishna ground this root and drank it with milk. So after they got the tuberous root, they took it home. Krishna crushed it and mixed it with the milk, and he had it. Within a day, his piles improved. So there was a evident improvement in a day. He was completely cured within 5 days. So it was very effective. Whatever the Malayali sadhu, the medicine that he told was very effective, where within 5 days his piles was actually cured. Krishna bid goodbye to his job as a rickshaw driver. So after that, he quit his job as a rickshaw driver. Even more strange was what happened to me. So the writer says his piles was cured, but there was something else that happened to the writer himself, and he shares his experience also. When we had to dug when we had dug up the root, I ate just a small piece of it. So when they were searching for the tuberous root, when they found, out of curiosity, the writer, what he does is he takes a small piece just to taste how it was, just to see how it tasted. It was slightly bitter. The root was actually bitter. My right heel had been paining for quite a some time. So the right heel, your foot and little upper part where it has the projection near your foot, okay, that is called as the heel, okay. He had it was been paining from a very long time. So if we had to walk long distances, I would start limping. So if the writer had to walk a little far, he would actually limp because of the pain in his heel. In addition, of late there was swelling next to the bone of my heel. So in addition to the pain, there was also a kind of swelling that had happened. When he went to the doctor, the doctors recommended that he had to undergo operation, and that part had to be removed. The surgeon had said that it had to be surgically removed, but I noticed that after a few days I had eaten the piece of root, the swelling had disappeared. So the writer himself is sharing his own personal experience where he says the doctors, the English medicine, the doctors actually suggested for a surgical procedure, the operation. But what the writer noticed was, after eating the piece of root for taste, the swelling had completely disappeared. How can I say that this was the effect of the creeper? So he is not very particular or sure telling this was the effect of the creeper. He is not giving us a statement like this. It could have been purely accidental. It might have been accidental also. Even it was so, there are various types of swelling that occur in human body, and this particular plant may be effective on only some of them. So there are various kinds of swelling that happen in our human body. Our hands may swell, our legs, our head, any part of the body can have a sudden swelling. So the writer shares with us telling there are various kind of swelling that happens on the human body, and this particular medicinal creeper, the root of it may be effective only on some of the swellings, not on everything. Who is going to do research in all these aspects? So the question is to the readers, where he's asking, do you think anybody is interested in going and doing research on all these things? See, when you have headache, when your headache is severe, will you sit and find out which plant or which herb can give you soothing effect for your headache? No, you what we do is, we want the immediate relief. We cannot be waiting and doing research into different plants and trees and herbs. What we want is quick, effective things. Okay, so that's what the writer says. Who is going to do a research on all these aspects? For people like Mara, research is of no importance at all. For people like Mara, a lame man, a villager, for him, he is not interested in doing any kind of research. So if you take for example Appanna, he is just heard from people telling, if you squeeze the juice of the medicinal creeper, the leaves, the juice of the leaves into the milk, it becomes hard. But when asked, he says, I don't know, I cannot afford to buy milk and do the experiment. What am I going to prove to the world after doing this experiment? He is least bothered. Even the Malayali godman shared his knowledge with Krishna only because he was too old and weak. So, even the Malayali sadhu, he shared the information about the creeper only because he was very weak. He couldn't get up and go search. If he was what if he had strength? He wouldn't have told Krishna what it exactly was. He only would have given the leaf or the tuber, telling, mix it with the milk and drink. We wouldn't have known at all. to the forest and gave given Krishna the medicine as a secret potion. So, like these people, the olden day people do, they knew a lot of medicines, especially the Ayurvedic medicines. But the information about the things was not shared. That is what he says in the last para. One of the problems is that these native doctors believe that if they told the others about the medicines, the medicine would lose their potency. Because of this belief, India's native medicinal system are on the verge of extinction. So he ends the entire story giving a very strong message at the end, telling Ayurvedic medicines are not were not practiced 10 years or 20 years down the lane. It has been practiced by we Indians from centuries and centuries together. But now, if you see, all of us prefer to take a English medicine which gives rather quick relief. But the after effects of the English medicine is too much, which we are not realizing. Here, and it is also told in the conclusion part, the writer says the native doctors, I told you the Nati Vaidyaru, they call them in Kannada, okay? So these doctors, the olden days so called doctors, they never shared the information. Their mindset was if at all they told about the medicine would lose their potency. Potency is the power that has, power that it has. Because of this myth, the belief, India's native medicinal system, the Ayurvedic medicine that I am speaking about, that is on the verge of extinction. It is going to be extinct 10 years when when people think, okay, English medicine, the allopathic medicine is giving me relief, why will I still sit and linger around with Ayurvedic medicine? No, I will not. To share my personal experience here, my grandfather was one such doctors, okay. My dad was from a village, a rural village, where my grandfather, he was one such doctors who knew a lot about these leaves, the medicinal leaves. But the problem was, he never my grandfather never shared that piece of information about the medicines to any of the sons. He did not share it to anyone. Yeah, maybe he's told one or two, which which my parents do it even today. But the effective medicines, it is told. So we have actually seen as children, okay, when we go to our village during the holidays time, we have actually seen our grandfather, where a lot of people used to come to our houses, and the medicine was so immediate, it was spontaneous, okay. It is told, we have seen that there was this man who had a big swelling, okay, on his head. He went to the doctors. The doctors told operation, but this happened within maybe 10-15 days. My grandfather had these leaves grown in the backyard. He used to go get these leaves, just crush it, keep it, and tie a bandage. 10 days and the swelling was gone. This is a live experience for us. So the problem with these kind of people is that the villagers especially is that they don't share the information. They feel that if the information is being shared, the medicine will lose the power. So that is the reason why this Ayurvedic medicine is on the verge of, I mean, it's got old. Nobody is ready to practice that. Nobody is even ready to consider it. But it is told that for this present pandemic, the corona, there are certain medicines that are coming up, okay, as a cure, but we don't know how far it is going to be successful. So this is about, that is why I told you Indian native medicine has so much of power, but only thing is the effect will be late. We have to wait for the effect. we but we are with the wheels on the legs, where we are moving about in such speed. We want everything very quick. We want all our diseases, maybe head pain, fever, leg pain, anything to be cured like this in a snap. But we are not understanding the later effects of these medicines, which the side effects, what we call as the side effects. But the Ayurvedic medicines will not have any kind of side effect. But the problem is, the information about the herbs, the plants which has medicinal value is not being shared. So that is the problem here. So with this message, the writer ends the story around the medicinal creeper. So this is the end of the third chapter. If you have any doubts, please post it. I will clarify. Many of you are asking me questions. I am always here to help you all. Your test is also coming very quickly. Please start studying. Okay. Any doubts? We will have a discussion session very soon. You can clarify all your doubts. With this, we come to the end of the third chapter and today's session. Thank you. God bless you. Have a very great day ahead.